my dears, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. I'm Shannon, and today I've got another spoiler-free book review to share with you guys. Today we're talking about The Last Party by Clare Mackintosh. Now this is the first book that I've read by Clare, but I've heard good things about others, and so I was excited to get my hands on an early copy. This book comes out, I believe, November 7th, but thanks to the publisher via NetGalley, I was able to give it an early read to share it with you guys, and I think a lot of you guys would like this one. So let's just get on into it. Now before we get too far into it, let me just say this is the first book in what's going to be a series. The main character in this book will be going on to have more adventures. It's fine to read it standalone, you know, if you're not into reading series. But I must say, I'm definitely, because I don't often read books, like a series of books. I prefer standalones. But when I got to the end of this one, I was like, I'm going to be keeping my eye out for the second Fionn Morgan book, which will come out at the end of September 2023. So, we've got, like I said, our main character, Fionn Morgan. She's a police officer. She's moved back to her childhood home in Wales. She divorced her husband, and or separated from her husband. She's moved back home with her mom and sister. And she's a police detective. And in the small town where they live, which I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name because I will butcher it, and I don't want to do that. But in this small town, there's a lake. One side of the lake is Wales, and the other side of the lake is England. And on New Year's Eve, there's a big party at a affluent part of town, which is outside of town, but it's like homes have been built around the lake, newly built, and it's called The Shore. And there are a lot of rich people that live in these homes, one of whom is a man named Rhys Lloyd, Rhys Lloyd. He's a mid-40-year-old man who's had quite a bit of fame in his life as a singer. But now it's kind of fallen off, and he does a lot of commercials and things like that. And he is an investor, or kind of the investor, in these properties. He's got a silent partner who gives a lot of money, who also lives in one of these homes. So anyway, on New Year's Eve, there's a big party. The last party, some might say. And Rhys is found murdered. Dead. And so from there the story becomes a mystery, a whodunit of what happened to him and why. But we quickly find out that narrowing down who might have wanted to kill him is going to be very difficult, because every single character we come into contact with, and I should say that's a lot because there's a ton of characters in this book, they all hated him and all have a reason for wanting him dead. So like I said, the lake is kind of in between two countries. And so Fionn is the police representative from the Wales side. And then a man named Leo Brody, he comes to represent the English side. But what we figure out pretty early on is that on New Year's Eve, Fionn was out having fun. She ends up going home with a strange man. And the next day when she's called to work, she learns that that man is Detective Leo Brody, who she's going to be working with on this case. So that starts things off on a bit of an awkward foot. But, you know, they figure it out and they work together. And normally, I have to say, I don't love stories that are from a detective's point of view or like from the police point of view. I prefer the point of view to be right in the middle of the mess. But I liked this. I really liked Fionn Morgan as a character, and Leo as well. And we do get a lot of different perspectives. And one thing that Clare does so good in this book is the way she weaves together the story. Like, I can only imagine the amount of planning and plotting and organizing that it takes to be able to do this the way that she's done it, and do it as well. And what I mean by that is, so we'll meet a character and we'll see them on a certain day, and then you'll get another character's point of view, and then you'll see their point of view from that day, but then the paths collide. Like they pass through each other and we see scenes from almost everybody's point of view. And I just love how beautifully she's done that, because I can just imagine the planning it takes. And I thought it was great. So from there, basically, we just get to know all the characters and why they might have wanted this asshole dead, basically. And they've got good reasons. Let me tell you, this man was absolutely vicious and vile, and he's done terrible, terrible things to many of the characters that we meet. And I just thought it was fun. I thought all of the characters were really well developed and well written. And I thought that the story, like I said, was brilliantly plotted and woven together. On top of that, she's also a very beautiful writer. There were some passages that are just beautiful prose, which is nice. And I absolutely love and appreciate that. So I thought it was an excellent book, and I'm about to go right now and give it, I believe, 5 stars on Goodreads, because it was that good. So if you like, you know, a quick-paced, I found it quick-paced at least, mystery / thriller, I guess, a little bit, but definitely more of a mystery. If you love, you know, trying to figure out who did it. And there are so many twists and turns in this, and so many red herrings, and so many just, it'll send you in every different direction trying to figure out who did it and why. And just when you think you've got it, you don't, and something new comes up, and then right at the end there's one final sort of, not twist, but like the cliffhanger to leave you wanting for the second book in the series. So I just think it was done really well overall. So if mysteries are your thing and this sounds like something you would be interested, definitely mark your calendars for November 7th and keep an eye out for it. And as for me, next on my reading docket is Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. My friend lent me this book and I can't wait to read it. I love everything that I've read from him. On this channel we've talked about the Final Girl Support Group and the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I love them both. He's the kind of horror writer that, while it definitely can be spooky, it also doesn't take itself too seriously, and you can tell he has to have a ton of fun writing them. And I just love this, how it kind of looks like an IKEA catalog. I don't even really know much about what it's about, but I can't wait. Plus, he's got a new book coming out in January called How to Sell a Haunted House, and I mean, that's just right up my alley. Can't wait to read it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down below if you've read any other books from Clare Mackintosh, because I'd love to read more. Like I said, I thought the book was plotted and written brilliantly. Would love to read more. Let me know what was your favorite, and I will definitely check it out. So until next time, guys, I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you soon. Bye.